Hello friends, my name is RagePanda1 and I am looking fly like a G6. We got some crazy action going on here with the Simba clan today. You can see I'm 300 of 300 of my summons here, and I have 91 stones left over to start working on my Naga clan. I am going to be buying 30 more stones in February, but I got a lot of copies of our mail here, and of course I got the mythic one because that was guaranteed. That was the only one I got that was guaranteed. Let me tell you something. Those summons were not the best. Out of all 300 summons, I only got 49 companion shards. Not ideal. And I got a whole lot of cargs, which I guess is good because I need to actually be able to ascend my people, but not quite so good because they were my purples and legendaries all night long. So a little rough there, but we're going to chew them up and we're going to do the thing. Another thing to note is that I still have not done any of the event stuff, so I have plenty of stones still coming to me. I have had another creator reach out to me who did not like this jigsaw puzzle at all, mostly because of the middle square. A lot of people have noticed the middle square, which is to acquire the Simba companion. Now, for me personally, this is the lowest amount of companion shards that I have gotten the entire time, although RNG does exist. If they lowered the chances because this was a thing to try to get people to spend money, that is a real scumbag thing. But what you're going to miss out on because of that, if you didn't get the companion or if you don't go far enough, obviously I have enough stones I could finish it, but it ain't worth it to me. You would get 15 stones here, and then up in this reward, you would get your dragon hat. So it's not likely that I would get 11 of my companion shards from 11 or from 15 stones, so I wouldn't even break even on that deal in the first place. So it doesn't bother me too much that I'm missing that. And this hat, I mean, it's cool, but are you going to use it for the rest of your life? Probably not. So I'm not too worried about it. The rest of these, you get 2 stones, you get 2 stones. You know, these ones are not as impressive. 5 stones, 5 stones. And so I can see why there's a little bit of anger here. Now, in the vertical direction, completing this one, you get, I should mention, a considerable amount of intimacy items and bouquets and energy potions. And these rewards are good. Like this, normally I only get excited about summoning stones, but intimacy is also something that I really like. And so the challenge is there, the cost is there, you know, it takes a lot to get these companions, but they're giving you a lot for it, and they're giving you a lot around that just for summoning. So personally, I'm not as angry about this jigsaw collection as some other people are. Obviously, they're trying to push you buying stones and taking advantage of their 2 times diamond sale and all that good stuff. The only way that I would be super upset about this is if we start finding out that everybody is having bad luck with companion shards like I did, and then it starts to look like they reduce the chances because of this to try to get more money. I think that would be absolute garbage, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions on that just yet. So if you had a bad time with your companion shards, then let us know below. And more importantly, if you had a really good time with your companion shards, you are the person that I want to hear from, because I would love to be proven that that is not the case. So then we've got our value reward here. Of course, I have $9.99 spent. As I said before, I bought the monthly pack for 30 stones. Look, honestly, there's not much here. And I think that one thing that people are getting upset about, and that I think is really dumb, is the expense of these city skins. Look, they're cool, but they're not that cool. My man, I'm not going to spend $100 so that I can get this. Now, again, some people are very upset about this, and I understand that, but I actually am not feeling that upset about it. I feel like making this at $100 level is stupid, and I just feel like it's a bad call. It's not, nobody is going to spend $100 because this is sitting here. This should be a nice reward for people who are spending a decent amount of money. A lot of people should be getting this skin. Right? Like, even if it was at the $40 mark, but more realistically a $30 mark, if that city skin was at a $30 mark, I already spent $10 anyway. It is very reasonable to believe that I would have spent $20 extra to get the cool skin along with whatever stuff I needed before, because I'm already looking to get more stones anyway. So I probably would have just bought some more monthly packs and gotten the thing. But they put it at 100, so I'm going to spend $0 extra, and that's what most people are going to do. So I don't think this is really that much to be upset about, but I also don't think anybody should spend extra just to get it. So I've done a whole lot of just stocking up. Like I said in a previous video on my hunters, I literally have hundreds. Like it's so many hunters, and it's so many that it like freezes my game up when I try to go into the altar on BlueStacks. But this is our boy right here, and we are going to be mostly concerned with getting him ranked up. I think he looks awesome. I think his skills are awesome. And he spins around in circles and pees on everybody to activate his passive. And I think that is hilarious and highly usable. And I'm hoping to maybe make a team with him and the male Naga that's coming out soon. I do have a whole lot of food here. You can see I've just been saving up, man. I have just been saving up. I boycotted the Hyrule and I had to just wait on the Gultung because I just summoned on Lume. I really wanted to have access to that Sanguine trait for my whole account. So since I had some extra stuff to comment on with the event and the monetization and the puzzles and everything, I'm going to skip all of this stuff and I'm going to come back with a completed character and then we can see how nasty this boy can get. I have made a big honkin' boy, let me tell you that right now. He is 12 stars big, fully leveled up when those 12 stars. For traits, we've got Last Legacy, of course, which they've changed the name of Prideful, which I think is a huge fail on their part. That was a great name. And it also was a cool pun, so, you know, don't be lame. And for each ally killed, the champion gains 200 energy. That's okay at level 18, but it does play into the way that I want to build this guy. I specifically got Agile first in not the hybrid spot, because I wanted to make this guy have focused and see what the blue lion was all about. But you can see for now, I wasn't able to do that. I don't have enough of my female Yevnayans around, and I couldn't guarantee the trait to transfer because Last Legacy is something that I was not able to get onto my female Yevnayan in order to guarantee that because I wasn't willing to give away the copies for free. And every time I gambled on it, which was 4 or 5 times, it did not work. And the only thing that I had was one trait and my focus that I could have gotten. Just didn't get lucky. It is what it is. We did get a level 20 Fierce. Level 20 is the highest trait that I can currently produce. Also the level 20 Agile and the level 20 Energetic. And we got a 19 Brutal. I probably could have gone for a 20, but I have not tried to do that. Number one, it's a very small increase. This would go 1% higher if I was able to achieve that, and I don't want to lose the Brutal and have something else show up and have to deal with all of that nonsense. So for now, we're happy with this. I'm going to change to Focused as soon as I can. The reason for that is because I think this ultimate is crazy strong with all of the stuff that it does to many, many people. And if it gets a chance to kill somebody, you recover 200 energy, and then one of your champions on your team dies and you got yourself 200 more energy, and next thing you know, it's like 3 seconds in between ultimates. I think that could be a pretty cool way to use the guy, and that's something that I'm going to look into. But I'm happy with the build for now. We have 17 Vigor and I am increasing that, and I figured I probably should show people how I'm increasing that because they're going to see me having some Vigor and they're going to say, well, but how do? So I have just a million Travains sitting around, well over 100 of them, and some of them are level 1, some of them are level 3. The ones that are level 3 don't have any level 20 traits on them, and honestly, I'm pushing to level 22 traits, so level 18 traits to me are nothing right now. So I'm just marrying without transferring any traits at all, and I'm perfectly happy to do that. I'm just doing this to get Vigor, and it's the best Vigor farm that I am currently aware of. If you have any other pro tips on that I'm missing, then by all means do share. You know I'm always looking to learn and grow. But for now, I'm just cleaning out some of my extra stuff just to get some extra Vigor, and I have heavily invested into this man. I do not have a mythic weapon for him yet, but all of his other equipment is mythic level 10. And he's going to have a legendary level 10 weapon for now, although I'm going to try to increase that as much as I possibly can, because you know what? I like the way this guy looks, I like his abilities, and whether he's the best or not the best, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to use him. So I'm making him as strong as I can possibly make him. Luckily, I think he is going to be very good. And I do plan on using him with a healer team, so I would have been fine with level 20 honorable instead of energetic, but I'm not necessarily going to exclusively use him on healing teams, so we're just going with what we got. I got it right away first try when I was trying to get something else, and we're gonna see how he does in combat. We made it up to 20 Vigor levels, which is pretty cool, and we're just gonna see kind of what happens, you know? I should pretty much steamroll this team, but it's always good just to try. You can see that circle is quite large, and then he pushes people back, and I've got a whole big group. There was 3 people stuck together there. Man, I wish it was easier to actually see. We got people just stunned. Those stuns felt like they lasted forever, but I did not have the 2 times on. This person's a real gamer, so try to pick apart their strategy here. They're trying to counter female Devala. I think I made a mistake the first time by having Tidestorm and my Lion on opposite sides. I think I actually want them on the same side, and I think this is the side that I want them on so that my male Tidestorm will target that fellow. We are under leveled compared to these people, so I do think that my Tidestorm can absolutely just one-shot this guy though, because their healer is quite low level. Man, that pushback and group up thing is really cool, even though the Lycanus jumped out of it. Why didn't he take damage? Oh, well, the male Lume took damage that time, didn't he? Getting some good stuff here. There's the big heal, that's what we needed. My Samir. I need to actually check the damage on this one so I can see if he's doing any damage at all. But it feels like he's doing damage. And those stuns are crazy. Like, the control this guy brings to your team is crazy. I like it a lot. My man is crushing damage. He is crushing it. That's what I like to see. That is exactly what I like to see. That is a tanky warrior that brings mitigation through a 3-second stun and a giant AOE strength decrease, which by the way is also going to decrease the healing that they're getting and the size of any shields that they're putting out. This man is awesome, and this gives me real big hopes that my team that I have talked about in various places with the male Naga and the male Samir is going to be really good. I have a feeling I'm not going to beat a 12 million team. That does not seem like it's going to go my way. And for that reason, we're going to try it out. I think pushing these two together is going to be really strong. Man, a lot of people are in that circle. 4 out of 5 are stuck in that circle. He does end up a little bit in no man's land on his own, which is not great. And it's also why he died. But that might be why the rest of my team is alive. Not looking good for ya boy. I got stunned out of my ultimate there. Not good, but they were considerably higher than us anyway, so we're not too worried about it. It's hard in Arena to find people that are like relatively even to you. So we know that we don't like pushing into the male Lycanus because he's just going to hop away like a big old loser boy. So I think this is going to be the play here. And I'm wondering if perhaps going other people that are going to dive backlines is probably really good here. Like maybe even a female Strixbane does a pretty good job of doing that. Obviously, male Sallyhorn is going to have some of that action going on. Their team did a pretty good job considering the might gap there. Here we go. This guy's pretty close. Might be a strategy here of me using this female Tide to get myself pushed back so that I'm closer to my team again. Because that is like, it honestly is kind of a concern for this guy, is getting separated from your team. One way that we could mitigate that a little bit is if I have more than one melee person, just stacking them all on the same side and they might chase in towards each other. They have the bigger Devala by far, so let's see. Hopefully my strength reduction is going to make a big difference here when we get these big dumb shields. It does make for a really crazy battlefield, that's for sure. And you can see he just gets targeted and takes everything. But then the rest of my team is just all fine. Like, he sat there and tanked that and did a lot of damage for a long time. And unfortunately for the person that we're fighting, they lost their guild buffs or something. I'll just sit there and eat that. There we go. Man, female Devala is boring, isn't she? This time you can see he did not do quite as much damage because he spent most of the time on the ground. However, considering the tanking that he did for the team, which was considerable. I mean, he took more damage than my female Devala, and you hardly see that these days. I would say that my verdict is that I am very happy to have built this guy, and I'm excited that it requires me to actually think and strategize a little more and engage my brain. So I have some things to learn and some ways to get better and improve the team. And now I really want to try a team that is very aggressive with charging forward, because if I can group them up in the back, but I still have my whole team with me in the back, I feel like that could be pretty nutty. Unfortunately, I'm out of Warrior Ascension materials at this point, so for the next couple weeks, I'm going to have to be pumping out everything I can pump out, so I can be ready to hopefully get at least one of the Nagas going. I do want to try the male more than the female, because the female is definitely better. And I want to try to make the male the better one. So we'll see what we can do on that front. Since you're still here and checking this video out, why don't you go ahead and drop a like for me, as they say in the streets. Certainly does help out the algorithm. And hey, if you want to maybe catch me streaming sometime, that's a thing that I have done once now, so I'm practically a doctor at doing it. And you know, maybe you'll want to stop by and check it out, and maybe I'll make it a more professional endeavor the next time I do it. If you have your notifications enabled, YouTube will definitely tell you that I'm streaming. I learned that a very fun way. For now, though, we're going to be putting our cool face on the screen so that I can thank you for watching. I have been RagePanda1, and I will see you in the next one.